4th in. What I'm doing is I'm marking the quilt. I was marking this quilt when it was on top of the, when it was off the machine, but I found that it was taking too long, so I wanted to do this tutorial. So here's my diamond pattern. I also want to share the fact that I have my machine pretty high. I have it above my belly area. And the reason I have my machine pretty high is because I want to make sure I don't want to be hunching a lot, because this is going to be kind of a custom quilt that I'm doing for this client, and I don't want to be on it hunching in a weird position. So to me, so here's my design. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get a close-up. What I did is I went ahead and I measured the block space. I don't know if you can see that. I measured the block space. I'm going to come out a little bit so you can see it. I measured the space and I put vertical. And what I did is, let me turn it. There you go. I measured the block space and I went ahead and I measured the markings for myself of the, in here, these are my, this is my quilt line, and I'm going to follow up, and then I'm going to do the edge, go up, turn. So that's how it's going to go, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to meander in these areas. So, but I have to literally place all the marking lines on the quilt so that when I go to Longarm quilt it, I don't get lost. But this was taking forever. It was literally taking about an hour just to do 5 of them. So I went in and I traced the pattern on a piece of paper like this, and I went and I got myself, you know, I showed you this, I don't know what this is, vinyl. It could be vinyl, a vinyl strip. And then what I did is I retraced the whole thing. And so I'm going to go ahead and retrace the whole thing, and I'll be right back. So here I am. I've been tracing my template, and this is kind of like what it's going to look like. I know my suggestion is when you're tracing it that you tape your tracing paper and this together, because it was shifting on me quite a bit. And I'm just doing this as a demonstration. If you see, I don't have the intersection lines connected because I'm gonna, this is really the true design of the quilting. I'm even missing some spaces. So what I did with this is, after I did this, I got a ruler. I got one of my little rulers, and I got myself this. I always love this seam ripper. They sell them at quilt stores for like $2, but it's kind of like a cutter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting the template. So here I'm going to make sure you're exact to the line that you drew, and then you move over maybe 1/8 of an inch. And it doesn't matter, because the main line I want you to make sure that you're as straight as you can be is your black line, because that's what's going to be your chalk line. And so here I'm going to do this one. Now I'm doing this to save myself a significant amount of time, because this was taking forever, and I want to make myself a template. So templates are going to take me a little bit of time to make, especially if I want to be as consistent as I want. I don't know if you can see where I cut it. And so I'm going to make sure that on my black line I go as straight as I possibly can and give myself 1/8 of an inch, and then I'm going to angle it. I'm going to cut that sucker out. I don't know if you see that, what I just did. Hopefully my head wasn't in the way. And just keep on going until you have your template ready and done. Because this is going to save you, you don't have to buy templates. You know how they have those templates at the stores and they charge you like $10 for? You can make your own with your own grid lines to save your, especially quilters, because they do buy a lot of templates. In every black area, I'm cutting out a section, and I'm giving myself some where it's gonna not fall out if I cut it too far. So here I'm gonna just do this line. Like that. I have my template already cut out, and so let me show you what it looks like. I already have it cut out. I manually cut this one out. I have this one. This is the design that's gonna go, that's supposed to sit right there. Here I have my template, and instead of me measuring all the grid lines like I was earlier, I'm gonna go ahead and you can tape it. You can tape it to your space, and you can get your pencil and mark inside and mark it for yourself. And this way you're not having to do the ruler again like I was. And I was doing the ruler on every single one. Now, I've done this quilt before. I did this quilt for the same client, and I did measure everything. Let me see if it's me using this Pons and Porter's. Now, using this chalk pencil, it's a little bit lighter and it's not as sharp of a line. And all I have to do now is kind of go in and fill in, and I could do that with a ruler. And when I have my quilting, it has the ruler that I just have to fill in those spaces. Doing everything with a pen, it's going to take forever too. So what I did is I went and I got this glue. It's called Scotch Spray Mount. What you do is you spray the back of your template, and when you have your back of your template sprayed, you can use this quilter's pounce, or I found this one was $18, and I found this one at Joann Fabrics for only $4, and it does the same thing. It's a pouncer. So what I'm going to do is just demonstrate with this one. They both work well. I kind of like this one a little bit better though. So I'm going to spray the adhesive mount. I'm going to let it dry for a second and just get a little tacky, and then I'm going to lay it on my square right here. And literally the spray mount, everything sits really well. And I'm going to get the pouncer and I'm just going to rub back and forth. Is this working? They say that you can scratch this off or it irons off. And there's my, well, some of them are not on there. There are my grid marks right there. And I'm going to go and just press it a little bit so it sticks. And then this is my Hancock fabric one that I got a coupon. So I don't really only pay $1 for it. And I'm going to go ahead and they say to pounce on this one. Now, to be honest, I just need grid marks, so it's not as bright as you can see. That's why I kind of like this one. Do you see how bright that is? So either one works. This one just takes a little bit more pouncing, I guess. But like right now, I just did 4 of them with my, these that I made for myself. This way I could go through the process of dealing with marking faster. I hope you like this tutorial, and I hope you have a wonderful day.